took care of a bird.
Sorry, say that again.
That
happened to you in
actually
Alaska?
happened to us also in Alaska. Yeah, we took care of a bird who was, well, he was free and he was roaming around, so you need to really watch out for the windows.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to let someone's pet out when your job is to watch them. Yeah, okay, I'm sure that's stressful. So we're here to learn about all of that, which I'm super interested in myself. We are going to do a Q&A at the end. So you'll see there's a Q&A box. If as they're going through their presentation and you're like, I would love for them to explain that further, or I wonder what tool they used for that, or just something comes up, put them in the Q&A box. At the end, I'll come back in and we'll do a little fireside chat with some of the top questions that were asked during the webinar. So this webinar series is hosted by SafetyWing. And SafetyWing has a vision of creating a global social safety net. And so if you're on this call and you're interested in traveling the world for free and doing this long term, you're likely doing some form of remote work, maybe digital nomadism. And so SafetyWing is creating a suite of products with all of us in mind to protect us on this journey, and really has a mission of becoming your new home country on the internet. And we're most known for our product, Nomad Insurance. It's our fastest growing product with over 100,000 customers worldwide, a community of ambassadors. And this product really helps you with travel and medical coverage whenever you're working outside of your home country. And so it works like all of your favorite subscriptions, once a month, one flat fee, no matter if you're traveling to 6 countries that month or you're just living in your van in Mexico for the month, you are totally protected. And that's just one of many products that are already released and on their way. So definitely check out SafetyWing. And on that note, I'm going to pass the mic over to these two.
All right, we're going to start first by sharing our presentation. Let me do that now.
Perfect. And I'll release the poll so you can see the results of what people said.
Awesome. Oh, perfect. Many people interested in house sitting and volunteering and luxury traveling and van living. So we have experience in all of them. So we hope you get lots of value today.
Okay, can you guys see our presentation now?
We do, and it looks great.
Okay, so let us start. So this is a webinar on how to travel the world without paying for accommodation. And again, thanks for SafetyWing and Sam. Thanks for hosting this event. This is exciting for us.
Yeah. And please, as Sam said, like leave all your questions, comments. Let's make this experience, this webinar, as interactive as possible. Most of the time we'll be us talking, but then at the end we will have like 15 to 20 minutes where you can ask all the questions. So Sam will be collecting all of them. The idea is that you get as much value as possible. So please ask any questions and yeah, interact with us.
Okay.
So we are not alone.
So let's get started. So first, we want to introduce ourselves. I am Marco. I am from the Philippines, born and raised in the Philippines. And I'm also American. I moved to Chicago last 2007. I worked and lived there for 10 years. But now I'm a full-time nomad. I quit my job. I used to work in an IT consulting company. I worked there for 15 years. And then I quit my job in 2018, January 2018. And that's when I became a full-time traveler. And now I'm a content creator.
And I'm Fran. I'm originally from Argentina, and I also have Italian roots, thanks to my granddad who migrated all the way from Italy to Argentina. I used to work in human resources and change management, but since 2017, I focused on my career in life coaching, and now specifically into travel lifestyle design. So I help people to live their best life. But, so yep, that's it. That's me.
Well, and together we are Map the Unknown. We created Map the Unknown. It's our online business where we create digital products to help people live their best travel lives. So we are passionate about travel hacking, self-development, digital entrepreneurship, and everything you need to live a balanced and sustainable travel life.
And I think Sam did a pretty good job introducing us, so we can move forward. As Sam said, we try so many different kind of travel lifestyles since we started traveling in January 2018.
It's been 5 years, more than 5 years. So we've been doing different types of lifestyle and urban travel lifestyle. And well, we did backpacking in the beginning and then couch surfing, and then we bought a van. So we tried the van life also. And we did luxury travel also by doing collaboration with hotels. And for us, I think I can honestly say that my favorite is house sitting.
Yeah, we love house sitting. It's, it's like, it's not just finding accommodation, it's finding a home, it's finding a home away from home. And as Sam said, you also get, the company of pets for free, like, especially when you're traveling. If you love pets, you miss them. So it's actually a great combination of multiple things. And we fell in love with house sitting, and that's why we will share today many of the reasons why we love house sitting and we think more people should experience it.
Okay. So how about you guys? I want to know what type of traveler are you? Are you a part-time traveler? Or do you work remotely? Digital nomad? Do you love pets? Are you a content creator? What do you do while you travel? What do you do for a living, and what type of travel do you do? So please leave in the chat. So we want to get to know you more.
We have
all of the above. Nice.
Love it.
I do everything.
Love it. So please share in the chat box. Remote worker, pet lover, travel lover,
Freelance travel writer. Nice.
traveling when I can. Beautiful, beautiful. Part-time, but I want more. Okay, we are all in for that. Nice.
I want more. Full-time travel. Digital nomad. So a lot of pet lovers and digital nomad. Nice.
Nice. So I think we have a lot in common.
Okay. So
thank you for
thank
sharing.
you for sharing. So I will close this chat window. So have you ever wondered about this question? You wanna?
Yeah. How can I have the stability and comfort of a home while still traveling to different countries without paying for accommodation?
Without paying for it.
I
So
mean,
that's
it's game changer, because it's like, it's like your dream came true. You are able to travel, have a home, and you even can live rent free. So it's like, oh my God, so good to be true, perhaps. And this is actually the reason why we wanted to ask this question to you, is because this is the question that triggered everything. That actually, triggered everything and made us find house sitting. That's how we discovered house sitting, because we were wondering, how can I have the stability and comfort of a home while still traveling to different countries without paying for accommodation? And we were like, do you think there is a solution for that?
Well, to give a backstory, in our first year, we were backpacking and couch surfing, and we were like traveling and moving on average every 5 days, and it got very tiring. And we realized, hey, these are the same frustrations of probably travelers or digital nomads. Like, it's hard to find balance. How do I balance my work, online business, my relationship, my exploring and having adventures? How do I balance all of that if I keep on moving? How can I have a healthy routine? How can I have some stability to focus? If I need to create something great, an online business, or how do I, if I want to give something valuable, how can I need to have that focus. And accommodation, we know that it's one of the most expensive, or one of the number one expense for travelers is accommodation, especially on expensive countries like in Europe or UK, US, or Australia. Like, it's very expensive to live full time and keep on paying for accommodation. So that's what triggered for us. How do we solve these problems and have the stability and comfort without paying for a home?
So perhaps if you wonder the same, you're in the right place. And today, let's share the agenda for today, where we will go through what's house sitting, how and where can I find house sitting opportunities, what are the requirements and responsibilities, what are the benefits and the downsides of house sitting. We love house sitting, but we know that there are some downsides, and we want to be honest with you, so then you can know if house sitting is right for you. And if it's right for you, if you feel that it's something that you want to actually try and start house sitting, we will share everything on how to get started And stay until the end with us because we have a surprise gift for you. So with that said, oh my God, we put this sentence, everything is possible, because that's what we feel. It was this jump from 2018 to what's our reality right now in 2023. So as Marco shared before, so in 2018, it was our first year traveling the world full time. Now it's been 5 years, half a decade. Oh my God.
Honestly, we thought we're only going to travel for 1 year, but we really love this lifestyle so much. So we're like, hey, it's been 5 years now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Half a decade. Before we used to change accommodation on average every 5 days, which was very tiring. And that's how we were like, we need to find a different way to travel because we cannot, balance different areas of our life with this pace, like changing accommodation every 5 days. And we were able to find a solution. And now in 2023, we are able to have a home for free anywhere in the world for up to 1 to 5 months.
So we started doing more slow travel.
Yeah, it really changed our lifestyle, our travel lifestyle. Before, back then, we used to spend like $10,000 to $20,000 on accommodation every year. And now we don't spend. Actually, instead, we save up. So every year we save up more than $20,000 on accommodation every year, thanks to house sitting. Before we used to do a mix of hotels, Airbnb, camping, couchsurfing, hostels, like it was like a mix of everything. Now we are able to house it 70% of the year, and then 20% of the year we are in our RV. Right now we are in our RV. We call her Amy. So 20% of the year we travel with her, and 10% of the year we do other
Backpacking.
kind of, hotels or any other kind of travel lifestyle. And last, before we used to have not much stability to focus our energy on our online projects. And now we are able to have a stable place with good internet to work and finish projects. And I think many of you that you said like you are digital nomads or freelancers, I know that perhaps you can relate how important it is to have a stable place with good internet connection to actually finish some work. So for us was game changer. And we feel that if we compare our life in 2018 versus 2023, there was a huge improvement, and we are very happy with the right balance that we were able to find for us, because we know that everyone has their different way to travel. And I think that what matters is to find what works for you. And hopefully today we can give you a new option to include in your travel lifestyle.
And for us, house sitting gave us the possibility of fulfilling our dream of traveling the world, because we're able to continue our work and online business, have that stability and focus while traveling. Okay, so now I know it sounds too good to be true, but it is true. Like you can find home and all its comfort in different parts of the world you want, by the mountain, by the beach, in the city, like depending on what you're looking for. You will have unconditional love of pets. This is amazing for us because we love pets, and you just have that amazing company with you anywhere in the world. You can save on car rental. Most of the house sitting, they also leave their car. So you can do grocery, run errands, and bring the pets wherever you want, and have a car. And you can live like a local in whichever country you're in. So I think that's for us is a pretty amazing deal.
And we said too good to be true, but true, because that's how it felt for us when we first heard about house sitting. And perhaps you are feeling the same. But we are the example that is true. We've been doing it for 5 years, and it's amazing.
So it is a home for free anywhere in the world. So these are just some examples of our favorite house sittings. So first is, you want to do the first one?
Okay.
Okay.
Of course. So the first one was a 4-month house sitting in Krabi, one of the most famous islands in Thailand. We were taking care of a Scarface, a rescue dog. We took care of him for 4 months. We were able to not only take care of the house and a Scarface, but also explore the beautiful island of Krabi, and all of it while house sitting. And we were able to save more than $4,000 on accommodation. So it was amazing.
And it's a beach house. It's with a swimming pool. So it is a really nice beach house in Thailand. So those are the examples.
And we love Scarface. He's the sweetest dog. Oh my God.
And then we also did 4 months in Grenada, which is we house that in front of the Caribbean Ocean. Like that photo right there is literally our front yard. So we see the sunset every day. We took care of 2 German Shepherds, and we were there for 4 months. We were able to focus and release our Nomad Journal app. We released a very big project of ours because we were able to focus and stay there and live like a local.
Yeah, that was a dream come true. I mean, we dream of having an oceanfront house or a beachfront house, and
You get to experience it.
yeah. So thanks to house sitting. Then 4 months in Florida, and this is very special because this was during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, it was like stay home, and for us as nomads, we were like, where do we stay? I mean, like we don't have a home. And thanks to house sitting, we were able to find that home during the pandemic. So we house sat for 4 months in Florida in 2 different places, in the villages and in Bradenton. We took care of 2 dogs first, and then we took care of a cat, and we were able to save more than $5,000 on accommodation. But most importantly, we had a house. We had a house, we had a home with pets. It was like really nice to be able to have the company of them, especially during those times where there was a lot of uncertainty. So that became a very special house sitting for us.
And then just last year, we were in Europe. We spent 6 months in Europe, and we didn't pay for any accommodation. It saved us lots of money, like more than $10,000, because we were house sitting. So we went to Italy, Croatia, Slovenia, Greece, England, Scotland, just by house sitting. So we did 1 month house sitting for each country, and it was a good balance for us to be able to explore the country and work and still create content and explore Europe for 6 months without paying for accommodation. So it is a fun way to travel.
And the reason behind all of this is the pets. So 95% of the time, the house sitting opportunities include pets. We took care of more than 30 pets right now across 4 different continents, and all of them with 5-star reviews. And we can say that
we love pets.
Yeah, they make our travels really special. It's not just, I'm discovering this beach. No, I'm walking this dog in this beach. I'm living like a local. And thanks to them, we are able to have all those experiences. So they are the reason behind all of this.
Okay. So we've been talking about the wonderful experiences and how amazing house sitting is, but what is house sitting? So in summary, house sitting is taking care of someone else's house and pets while the owners are away. Usually they're away for business, vacation, visiting family, or other urgencies. And in exchange, you get to stay in their house for free. Sometimes even includes their car. So it's a win-win exchange, okay? There's no exchange of money. So some people, they actually house it as a job, they get paid. So what we're talking about here is it's a fair exchange. There's no exchange of money. You get to stay in their house for free. In exchange, you take care of their house and pets. Okay. So the best part of this is since there's no exchange of money, you don't need a working visa, or you don't need to pay for taxes for house sitting. And you can do this anywhere in the world because you don't need a working visa. So it is a brilliant idea where you get to have a home wherever you are in the world. So that's in short, what is house sitting.
So now, where can you actually find those house sitting opportunities? The 3 main continents where you can find house sitting opportunities are Europe, North America, and Oceania. I hope I said it right. Oceania. But nowadays, house sitting is becoming more and more popular, especially in expats destinations like Asia, South America, Central America, including the Caribbean islands, and Africa. Actually, we house sat in a country in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean, and we just applied for a house sitting opportunity some months ago in an island in Nicaragua. So it's like there is plenty of opportunities also where expats decided to move. And also the type of accommodation that you might get, it can go from like a luxury house to a beachfront house to an apartment in the middle of the city. to a remote eco lodge cabin or a farmhouse. In the UK, there are lots of farmhouses. So seriously, like you can find so many different kind of house sitting opportunities out there. And also the duration of these house sitting opportunities, it can go from 3 to 5 days to 6 months. So there is opportunities for everyone. And I think that's something that we love about house sitting.
And so there are many options for you to look for house sitting. So there are many platforms out there, and we listed here the most famous ones. You can even actually just go in a Facebook group and look for house sitting. Just say house sitting Mexico and go to a Facebook group and you'll find house sitting opportunities. Those are the free ways to find house sitting. But for us, we recommend going through a platform, and we actually recommend the first one, Trusted House Sitters, because they're the biggest globally. And because when you go through a platform, they have since it's a platform, they have better communication, you have better expectation on what to see. And since it's a big responsibility, we like that it's clear, the communication between the homeowners and us, and that we know we are safe, and we know that when we get there, it is what we're expecting, you know? So
yeah, and I think that this is coming from experience. I mean, there was a time that we were looking for house sitting in Mexico, and we were finding a hard time trying to find the house sitting opportunity that we were looking for. So we were like, hey, perhaps, let's check out some Facebook groups in Mexico. And we had a misunderstanding with one homeowner. And for us, that was the sign that I don't think Facebook groups are for us. That's not the way we like to do house sitting. We prefer to do it through a platform where everything is crystal clear and there is a process for it, and
good reviews.
Yeah, so, and there is also support, customer support, and there are so many things that a house sitting platform can provide for you that a Facebook group cannot. So for us, coming from experience, we prefer to invest in a house sitting platform rather than doing it the free way, but that's up to you.
But anyway, the point is there are many opportunities out there, and there are different types of platforms. So you can choose between those platforms, and it can vary. Like again, you need to know what type of house sitting you want, because you can just house it for 3 days, you can house it for a week, you can house it for a month, or if you travel slow or you do a long-term travel, you can even house it for months, like 4 months to a year. Like you can see all of those opportunities out there.
Yeah, the past 5 years we've been house sitting full time, and we were able to experience it all. Like 3 months house sitting between house sittings and long-term house sittings, and all of them, they are very special. I think for us, the sweet spot is at least 15 days because we get to know the pets, we get to know their routine, the neighborhood. So for us, most of the time, we try to at least do a minimum of 15 days. But there were times where we did less than 15 days and it was also okay. But most of the time, we try 15 days minimum to up to 4 to 5 months.
Okay, so now let's talk about the benefits and the downside of house sitting. So I think we'll go through the benefits. I think we talk about this a little, but we'll do a summary.
So let's summarize. So as benefits, you have a home and all the comfort of a home in multiple parts around the world. You have the company and unconditional love from pets. You get to live rent-free and save money even on car rental sometimes. You have a stable place to work and have good internet. And I think this is very important for digital nomads, travel content creators, or freelancers. I think this is very important, and for us is one of the big benefits. Also, you need to meet like-minded people. Most of the time, the homeowners become our friends because we get to share the love of pets and traveling. So actually, we are still in contact with some of them, and they all have so wonderful, inspiring stories. We house sat for people who works for Hillary Clinton, or, well, we have so many stories that we don't have time now to share, but you meet so many wonderful, like-minded people out there. So that's a big benefit. And third, and last, you get to live like a local. So you get to experience different lifestyles, and I think that's very cool.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the downside. So if you're house sitting, you have less opportunity to meet people. It's not like you're in a hostel where people come in and out, and it's very easy to strike up a conversation with someone, because you meeting people in a neighborhood where you don't know anyone can be difficult. So what we do is we ask the homeowners to introduce us to their neighbors, to introduce us to their friends. We join meetups, we join like volleyball games, we join different activities outside the house so we can meet locals and we can meet people. So there's a way around this, but it's just that it's not as easy to meet people like if you're in a co-working space or in a hostel. And it depends on the person also. Some people, they actually like to focus and be by themselves. So just so you know that you'll be in a new house in a new neighborhood, so you need to make some effort to get out there if you want to meet people. So we also go a lot on coffee shops and work there, and we meet people there. So that's just how we sometimes do it. You'll have limited time to explore depending on the schedule of the pets. Again, the number one priority are the pets. They're very important. That's the reason why we're doing house sitting. 95% of the house sitting, they involves pets. So you would need to make sure that you genuinely care for them, and you will take care of them and follow their routine. If you need to walk the dog in the morning and another one in the afternoon, so you need to make sure they're properly taken care of and properly fed so that you can explore during the day and make sure they still have their walks during the morning and in the afternoon. Uh, Three, it's a commitment. Once you commit, you cannot just cancel like, hey, I don't want to house sit here anymore. And if you're in the middle of the house sit, hey, I don't want to house sit here anymore, I'm going to leave. You cannot do that. Or maybe you can do that on special cases of emergency, but it is a commitment. So you need to make sure that you are committed to that, because there's financial and even mental implications if you just suddenly cancel. Um, and then you need to be open-minded. You're going to live on someone else's space. So you need to be able to respect them, respect how other people live, and respect how they take care of their pets. And last but not the least is saying goodbye to the pets is always hard, because you get to spend time with them every day. You take care of them every day, and then at the end of the house sit, you're gonna have to say goodbye and move on. So that's the sad part of house
Yeah.
sitting.
So those are the benefits and the downsides. We think that this is great for digital nomads or content creators for multiple reasons. And some of them is like you get the stable place with good internet to work and finish different projects or work on your online business or online work.
Well, let me say something. I don't know about you guys, but when we create content, we would travel, we take lots of photos and videos, and we try to be real time as much as possible with social media, but social media is just too fast for us always. So we always have a backlog of photos to edit, videos to edit, and having the stability and a home to do that with good internet always helps us with our content creation.
And I think after you travel so much, sometimes it's hard to find your grounding or to find that balance. And I think that's why another reason why we think it's great for digital nomads and content creators is because you get to have a home in between travels where you can have your own routine and do some grounding and still explore different cultures, have different local experiences. So we think it's a nice sweet spot. And I think the last but not least, you get to live rent-free. So you save lots of money on accommodation.
We'll save lots of money on accommodation.
Yeah. So now the question after we share all of this is it house sitting for you?
So 95% of house sitting is with animals. So if you answer these questions, then you will know, do you love animals? If yes, then are you able to communicate in English? Because most of the house sitting platforms are in English. That's the most used language in the house sitting platforms right now. Are you 21 years old or above? Because some of the house sitting platforms, they require you to be on a certain age if you have the right maturity to take care actually of someone's home and pets. and they have the flexibility to travel. This is not like booking.com where you put the dates and you book exactly the dates you want. You need to have some flexibility because the dates will be depending on the dates of the homeowners on when they're going to be away from their home. Are you responsible enough to take care of someone else's home and pets? And are you open to staying in someone else's house? Do you have an open mind, and can you respect other people's home and space and pets and how they take care of their pets? So if you answer yes to all of this,
then house sitting is for you. So I think if you answer yes to all the questions that we listed down before, in the next slides, we'll share with you how to get started with house sitting, and we have a surprise gift. So stay with us and let's get into it. So let's start your house sitting journey. So what are the main steps, Marco, to start your house sitting journey?
so the first step is define your why. We love defining the purpose. For us, everything we do in life or everything we do, that's important to connect with the purpose. Because if you define your purpose, why are you house sitting? Am I just house sitting to get free accommodation? I don't think that's the only reason for house sitting. You're house sitting because there's something more. Some people, they want to live slow travel. Some people are retired and they just want to see the world. Some people, they want to have the company of pets while traveling. So what is your why, and why are you doing this? And that will define the next step, which is the how and the what. That will help you define, so what house sitting platform should I choose? If I want to house it because I want to just house it in my own country, then you choose the house sitting platform for your country. Or if you want globally, then you pick an international house sitting platform. And then the how, when you search, there's a lot of opportunities. When you search, you need to know what type of house sitting are you looking for, because you'll just get overwhelmed with so many opportunities.
And I think when we decided, or when we define our why are we house sitting, it was because we want to continue fulfilling our dream of traveling the world in the company of pets. House sitting allowed us to fulfill our dream of traveling the world. And when we chose the house sitting platform, we were like, it needs to be a house sitting platform that has opportunities worldwide. That's why we chose trusted house sitters. So that's why it's so important to define why do you want to house it.
And then second, you choose your house sitting platform and register. It is, again, we highly recommend going through a platform. We'll talk more about the platform later. And then create an engaging profile and get verified. We're going to go through that again later. Once you have your profile, it's important. That's like your resume and your cover letter. And then last is, now you can start searching for house sitting opportunity and start applying. You know, house sitting is way more than just getting free accommodation. It's about sharing the love for pets and traveling that connects people across the different parts of the world. So you really, really need to define the why and before you get to start house sitting.
So now let's get into the house sitting platforms that we recommend. So when we were looking, like when we were starting our house sitting journey, we were like, you know, which house sitting platform should we purchase, you know? So we did a lot of research. Actually, back then, there were not many people doing house sitting, so we didn't have someone in our circle to ask questions. So most of the information we actually gathered from different blogs. And after all that research, we realized that what was the best for us was trusted house sitters. And after 5 years of using trusted house sitters, we love it for so many reasons. And some of them are that is the global and largest community out there. So if you're looking to house it globally, we highly recommend trusted house sitters. There are opportunities everywhere in the world. Second, they have free ID verification and criminal background check. They have also a mobile app, not just a platform or a website. They have a mobile app. And I think this is our favorite feature because it makes all the house sitting process much easier and simpler because we have our phones with us all the time. So it makes it very simple and easy to apply for house sittings. Also, they have a community forum and an amazing customer service, and they are the only platform that provides insurance. So we love trusted house sitters. For us is the best option out there. after all the research and after trying it for 5 years. So we really like house sitting with trusted house sitters.
The only downside of trusted house sitters is that they're the most expensive platform, but you get what you pay for. They are more expensive because they put more value out there. And if you get the 25% off with our affiliate link, it's like $100 for an annual. Like $100 is probably just one night in a hotel in United States, for example, and you get to get free accommodation for a whole year. So if you look at it that way, it's not very expensive.
With that said,
we always have a SafetyWing Nomad insurance when we house it. Why? Because most of the housing platforms, they don't provide insurance. They provide insurance focused on the homeowner. So the home is verified, and not verified, it's insured. And also, if there's some house sitting cancellation, like for example, trusted house sitters provide that insurance. But you as a sitter, you're not really insured. So we always pair up house sitting with SafetyWing. And if you want to be an ambassador like us, we've been a SafetyWing ambassador for 4 years. We would highly recommend that also because one, we love about being an ambassador is it's a recurring affiliate fee. Like if we get to sell an insurance and it's recurring monthly, we get the affiliate fee monthly also. And the affiliate dashboard and the great customer service of SafetyWing, that's what we always talk about in our content, that how great is the customer service of SafetyWing. So that's why we highly recommend it.
Yeah, and I think what's very cool about being an ambassador is that we genuinely and naturally, we always share the platforms and the companies we trust. So it's like we naturally, we share with our communities about the platforms that we love. So it's like we get to share that plus get an income. So it's like, it's amazing.
So after all that, I think we are ready to move on, and the next step is to get that membership. So paying for a house sitting membership was the best investment we made for our thriving lifestyle. So to give you a story, like we were not sure. It took us months to decide, is house sitting for us? And actually it took us like 3 or 4 months. We were undecided. And then once we bought that house sitting platform, in 2 weeks, we got a house sit in Alaska, and we saved up more than $2,000 just on that house and the car rental because they left their car too. We were able to explore Alaska, and we had an amazing time there. So the $100 membership fee, we got that worth of money back just on our first house sit. So it is the best investment we made. So I hope you guys
don't wait too long like us. Don't make the same
I hope
mistake.
you guys don't make the same mistake as us.
So if you are decided that you want to start house sitting, these are 6 tips to get started. First, you can connect with the owner. Something good, I don't know. So first, connect with the owners.
Guys, can you hear us?
Yeah, everything's still good. Yeah.
Okay,
good. So
our speaker did something weird.
Okay,
that's why.
Thank you. All right. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, so these are 6 tips to get a profile that gets you seats. The first one is to connect with the owners through your photos. Try to be natural, especially if you're a travel content creator and you are good at editing. The house sitting platform is not the place to put your curated photos. Try to be more natural, like put photos from your iPhone, very like, random pictures, very raw.
Is better.
Second, put an appealing profile headline. I think this is key, like try to really express yourself in that headline. That will really help you to connect with the owners since the very first moment. Third, share your purpose and your story from your heart. And I think this is key because at the end of the day, we are all humans. We have a story to tell and a reason why we are doing what we are doing. So I think this is key. If you share in your profile part of who you are, because you're going to take care of their pets and house. And I think it's fair enough that they get to know you a bit better. 4, share your house sitting, your social media platforms. And I think if you are a travel content creator, that will really help you, or at least it really helped us. 5 get verified, and this is key because it happened to us in the beginning. We were not verified, and then we realized like many homeowners wanted or were accepting sitters that were verified. So we highly recommend doing that. And 6, have external references. That will really increase your chances to get accepted even in your early beginnings as a house sitter.
Okay. Okay, now you can start applying, but some people like, hey, I'm new to this. I don't have reviews yet, but that's not a problem. Everybody has to start somewhere. So given that, I know it can get competitive, especially if you go to famous destinations, but here we're gonna give some secrets on how to get house sit even if you're new to the platform. One is apply during the holidays. Especially during the holidays, people love to travel, so you get to get house sit really fast, and because they're in need of house sitters. Apply to places with less competition. For example,
Alaska, South Korea.
yeah, you can research like if you house sit in Italy, it's very competitive. New York's very competitive, so you can pick the destinations first where there's less competition. And look out for last minute house sits. Like usually, if it's a last minute house sit, they need a house sitter, for example, next week or in 2 weeks. Then they're not as picky. They would pick you right away, even if you don't have much reviews yet. And then apply in your own city. You can get to meet the homeowner right away, and they will feel comfortable accepting you as a house sit. And then last, you can apply for shorter duration sits. If you apply for shorter duration, you can rack up some more reviews before you can start applying for the big house sits or the nicer house sits.
So we were all newbies at one point, and these 5 secrets really will help you to start your house sitting journey. So with that said, thank you so much for joining. We hope you really enjoyed this webinar and you were able to get lots of value, and we were able to introduce you to the wonderful world of house sitting. And as we promised, we have a gift for you. So we have 3 gifts. One is a 30% off in our house sitting ebook. You will get this presentation, so you will have all the details of our house sitting ebook. But if you follow everything that we share there, you have everything to be a successful sitter. No matter if you're experienced or not, you have everything you need.
You can be a full-time house sitter following all of these techniques that we laid out.
Yeah. Then second, 30% off for a mentoring session with us. This is mainly for people who is like, hey, I really want to start house sitting right now. In less than a month, I want a house sitting opportunity. So in a mentoring call with us, we will be able to speed up the process. Instead of going through the ebook by yourself, you were able to speed up the process and get the house sitting opportunity right away. So you have a 30% off in a mentoring with us. And third, we want to give you a free house sitting checklist. These are checklists that we created over the years with things that we learned along the way, and now we want to give it to you. So no matter what you decide, you are ready to start house sitting. These checklists will save your life, especially in the early beginnings.
So I think Carlota gave the link in the chat window, so you can in that link you can download your free house sitting checklist and you can find more information.
Then here we share, of course, some discounts, and that's it. Thank you so much for being here. House sitting for us, we said it before and we will say it again. It helps us to fulfill our dream of traveling the world, and perhaps it can also become yours. So thank you so much for being there. And now, do you have any questions?
Yes, we rushed the end because we want to have time for question and answer. It's very important for us to answer all your questions.
Amazing. Well, great job. Do you need a sip of water? I know that was a lot you went through in a very short period of time. It was amazing.
Sorry, you kind of rushed then, but Q&A is very important.
It is really important. We'll see. I mean, you shared a lot of information. I felt it was very clear. So let's see what kind of questions we have. Okay, Aaron's got one for us. How long does it take for owners to approve you?
I'll take one. I'll take that. It can be within the day, or it can take a week. So what happens is the owners, they will post their house sitting opportunity. People start applying. Sometimes it's a famous destination. They get 30 applicants in 1 hour. It can get competitive, you know. But if you, again, if you follow our tips, you can get house sits. But for example, we're gonna house it in Costa Rica. They posted it, I applied, we did a call, we did a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call. And within the day, they accepted us because they liked us. So it can be within the day or in a week, they will look at other applicants and they will accept you.
And I think that this is key. Usually when we have a call with the homeowners, we ask like, hey, when do you want to make a decision? Like, so we both, you know, both sides can, okay, they are expecting to make a decision by Monday. So we can do our own research to see if we also want to accept the house it. So I think that's it.
And there's definitely a lot of reviews on your end to make sure that you're a good fit and qualified. I don't know if you mentioned this, but do the actual homeowners have reviews as well? Like, can you see if they've used the platform before and what people said about them?
Yeah, and that's a very good question, actually. When we apply, we not only look at the whole house seat information, but we also look at the reviews, because that will give you a feeling if it's a right fit for you. The only difference right now with the platform that we use is that us as house sitters is a more detailed feedback in different areas, and the homeowners is only one paragraph that you write for them, which is like where you try to give as much detail as possible. And I think that's key when you are applying to read all those reviews, because it will really give you a feeling. If like if, for example, it happens that sometimes they had like 4 house sitters and none of them left a review, for us, that's a red flag. It's like, why 4 house sitters, they didn't take the time to leave a review for these people, you know? So for us, it's like, okay, let's pay attention, you know? Maybe in the interview, let's see if it's still the right fit for us.
Okay. Angela had a follow-up question on the actual interview. Are there specific questions that you ask? So you definitely mentioned around when do you want to make a decision, but is there anything else that you typically ask on those calls when you're meeting the homeowner for the first time?
We do. We actually have a comprehensive list of questions we always ask. Remember, this needs to work for both. It's an exchange. So we always ask questions that are important for us. And we all put it in the ebook, all these questions. I won't say right now because we have a comprehensive list, but you don't need to ask all of that. Only ask the one that applies. But yes, we have a list, and we always do an interview, because with an interview, when we talk to the homeowner, that's when you really feel. We're looking for, you know, like you're applying for a job, you're looking for attitude. We want to know what's the attitude of this homeowner. Are they welcoming? Are they sincere? You know, those stuff are important more than is your house beautiful. You know, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for attitude.
And it happened to us after an interview. We were like, we don't think that we want to house it for these people. So we also come to that conclusion after an interview. Not most of the time he said yes, but it happened like perhaps 2 times where we were like, I don't think that this is right for us.
That's good. And probably also wanting the pets to be a good fit. Did the pets make it on the camera for the video call? Do you get to meet the pets ahead of time sometimes?
Yeah.
Yes, always.
You interview them too.
Because that's one of our questions always. Like, hey, how are the pets? You know, how are they doing? How's their health? How are they with people? We always ask those questions.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that we actually put in that interviews question list. We put like, you know, how are the pets with people? How long does it take for the pets to get to know us or like to feel comfortable with us? So how is their routine? So you go through all of this, and I think the interview or that video call really helps.
Amazing. Yeah, Aaron had a question around, have you ever had any issues with pets getting sick or quite sick while you were watching them?
We did. It was in Atlanta, and her name is Lanikai, and she started having seizures. So it was we were very scared. The good thing is, and we put this again in the ebook, we had the emergency, because the veterinary hospital is different from the emergency number. So you always need to ask for the vet number and the emergency number. So we have the emergency number we are able to call, and the homeowners, they left their car with us. So we have the car on our disposal. We brought Lani Kai to the emergency hospital, and it yeah, she survived and we were able to save her. So thankfully.
So I
But
think
imagine if she started having seizures and no one was home. So that's why it's more important to have house sitters. Like we were able to rush her to the hospital.
And I think, long story short, in these 5 years, we only had like 2 bad experiences or 2 stressful experiences, let's say. But in 5 years, it only happened, actually with the pet only once. And then another one was with a homeowner, but it was not stressful. It was just a matter of having different standards of cleanliness or organization.
Got it.
But that only happened, like, again, once, I think, or twice.
Knock on wood, hopefully not too many more. A sick pet, that's stressful. Okay, Beth has a question around security cameras. I'm imagining some of these houses are quite lavish. Have you ever encountered security cameras and feeling like you're being watched? Is that something that you would ask ahead of time?
That's a good question. Yes, and actually, it's up to you as a house sitter. If you want to ask the security cameras to be turned off or on just on specific areas, you should be able to ask that to the homeowner. And maybe you can negotiate, hey, maybe just a security cameras outside, but no security cameras inside. So you should be open to that. And the key is, again, communication with the homeowners. That's why it's important to have a good relationship with them.
Okay, awesome. Angela has a question around internet speed. So I imagine if you're remote workers and you're going to also be running your coaching businesses there and having a lot of Zoom calls like this, are you asking questions about the work setup and the internet and how fast it is?
We do actually ask that, and we always make sure, because it's important. We actually ask, what's the speed of your internet?
So we actually send them a link
Of
that
the
we
speed
use
test. Yeah.
to do a speed test. Hey, what's the speed test? If you don't know how, this is the link. Run the speed test and tell me. So it happened to us, like we were applying for a house sit in Nicaragua, and we knew it was like kind of like a remote island in Nicaragua. So we were very concerned if the Wi-Fi speed will be the one that we need. And we teach them how to run the speed test for us through the link.
Amazing. Okay, we're basically at time. If anyone else has any other questions, quickly put them in the chat. But I'm just more curious, from the way you plan out your lives, is it more, okay, I want to go to Nicaragua, I wonder if there's any gigs there? Or is it more, okay, let's see where the gigs are and I'll go wherever a pet needs to be watched? How do you like kind of plan?
So we usually, like every year, we ask ourselves, what's the goal of this year? So last year we wanted to experience Europe. So ahead of time, we were like, okay, we know that we want to experience house sitting in Europe. And we started to look like specifically, we said like, okay, we will start in Italy. And then we want to stay close. So based on that, we play around. I think Marco is the expert here doing that. So once we set the goal, we start playing with the filters. Sometimes it's as specific as Europe, starting in Italy, and sometimes, like when we house sat in South Korea, it was like, we are done living in the mountains. We are done with hiking. We want to live in an island. So we just play with the filters in the platform that we use, which is Trusted House Sitters, and we put anywhere in the world, beachfront or by the beach. And that's how we found Jeju Island. And we were like, Jeju Island in South Korea, it's called the Hawaii of South Korea. We never heard of it. So we were like, let's do it. So we jump on a plane and we went to South Korea without any more plans than, okay, let's explore Jeju Island in the company of Kenya, which was the pet we were taking care of.
So amazing. What's your goal for this year? You said Europe was last year.
Yeah, for this year, we wanted Central America. That's why we are going to house it in Costa Rica. And at the end of this year, we wanted to go to Asia. So we started looking at house sitting in Asia.
Amazing. So cool. What a lifestyle. I think everyone is feeling super inspired and excited. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with all of us. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. And we really hope everyone here was able to get lots of value out of it. And again, thank you, Sam, and thank you, SafetyWing. We are very happy to share the wonderful world of house sitting with you guys.
Amazing. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.